welcome to today's video. This is part 3 of the 3-part push-up series. Hopefully you joined me in the part 1 and part 2. Part 1 we focused on form, technique, just making sure everything was perfect, you were using the right muscles, feeling what you should be feeling, and I gave some modifications if you are not yet ready for a full push-up from the hands, from the toes. We did some modified versions on the knees at an incline, and level 2 push-up series, we advanced on that. We showed you different grip positions, wide, normal grip, and then a more narrow grip, working the tricep muscles particularly. So today is level 3. It's going to be the most challenging of all. We are going to add some things in, including this medicine ball. If you do not have access to a medicine ball, you can use a lot of other things, maybe just around the house. We're just going to put one hand on it, and you'll be able to figure that out if you don't have a medicine ball usable at your house. There's so many other things you could use. Just need something to elevate one hand at a time, really. So we're going to do some more versions of push-ups. We're going to challenge you putting one leg up. We're going to add some plyometric push-ups in, and we're going to add some rotational moves into it. So lots of fun, challenging moves today in our level 3. Before you begin, just like with any of the other videos, make sure you are cleared by a doctor, ready to go with exercise. So let's get into a good warm-up here, okay? We're gonna start with some bird dogs. Okay, if you've done any of my videos, we've done these quite often. Extending opposite arm, opposite leg, hands are right underneath the shoulders, knees are right underneath the hips. And the reason we're doing this is to warm up the core, also get some blood flowing in those shoulders. But push-ups are really a full body exercise. So we're trying to warm up the glutes here, warm up the core, warm up the shoulders. Get the body primed and ready to be in this plank type position. One more, and let's switch other arm, other leg. Nice, slow, controlled. You're keeping that perfect balance, creating a straight line from the fingers to the toes. Think about lengthening those abs as you extend. And let's go 2 more. 1 more. And release. We're going to alternate here. We're going to sink back into a child's pose, get those shoulders warmed up. And then we're going to come into a plank, curl those toes under, kick back into a downward dog. Now we're just going to rotate through these, bring those knees down, sink back onto those heels, get the shoulders. Nice deep breath, come back up, curl the toes under, kick the hips back into that downward dog. We're gonna go 2 more rounds. Drop the knees, sink back, deep breath here, up into the figure 4, curl the toes under, kick the hips back. And we're gonna go 1 more. Drop down, sit back on those heels, deep breath. All 4 here, curl the toes under, and downward dog. Release that. Let's shake those arms out. We're gonna do 1 more move here. We're gonna be in a full plank position. The wider your feet, the easier it is to balance and control, so go as wide as you need to. 1 arm, I'm gonna move it in a little bit more towards my midline, and I'm gonna do some circles. Forward here, we're gonna go 5 forward, 5 back. I'm keeping that perfect plank. 1 more. Now reverse, keeping my belly button still towards the ground. 4, 1 more, and I'm gonna switch. I'm bringing my left hand now more in towards my midline. Right arm is gonna circle forward for 5, 3, 4, 5. Now reverse it, take it back for 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and release. Come on down. If your wrists start bothering you, if you're not used to being in that position for a long time, just take a break, roll those wrists out. If you're not used to holding that position, the wrists can really start getting fatigued quickly. So take a second, come out from that position, roll them out, kind of flex those fingers back and forth and get back in the position. Also make sure, if you can, take a look at your form. If we get your hands directly lined up underneath your elbows, shoulders, that's gonna be the optimal position for your wrists to hold, because now we're creating the force all the way through the shoulder. It's not just hitting your wrist. Now, if my hands are too low, I'm really putting a lot of pressure on that wrist joint, and that can create some more problems than if they are directly underneath your shoulder. So if you're finding your wrist hurt, check your form, maybe take a break for a little bit and jump back into it. It does take some practice to be able to hold that position for quite a while, especially if you have any other type of wrist problems. And just make sure you're being careful with that and not putting too much pressure on them. So we are going to get into our warm-up. We are going to integrate some of the exercises we did from the level 1, level 2, and then we're going to really jump into the challenging workouts for today. So let's just start off with basic push-ups. Make sure hands are in that position right underneath the shoulders. The wider your feet are, the easier it is. We're going to start off with some basic push-ups. Let's go for 10 all the way down. Make sure that body is that surfboard. Everything's going up and down together. We're still warming up here. 4, pushing the ground away from you. 5 and 6, 7. Once your breath helps you here, it's almost like you want to blow the ground away. You're here, exhale, blow the ground away, come up tall. We are going to integrate those eccentric push-ups now from level 2 video. So what we're going to do, we're going to go down as slow as possible. We're actually going to allow our body to drop all the way to the ground, and we're going to push up as quickly as possible. Same setup as last round. We're just going to go down nice and slow on the count of 5. Lower your body. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go ahead and rest on the ground. Release. Curl your toes under. Put your hands and pop back up fast. Okay, let's go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release. Push up fast. We're going to go 3 more. Down in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release and up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release and up. Let's go 1 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Release and push up fast. Nice. Release that. Those are the eccentric push-ups. Those are awesome. Those are some of the best to really activate the muscles. Keeping the tension on for a long amount of time on the way down really helps you feel those muscles engage. Also works on the stamina, the muscular endurance you have in those pec chest muscles as well. Okay, next thing we're gonna do, we're gonna add a rotation in. I'm gonna face you so you can see what it looks like. The goal is gonna be to do 10 on each side. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna establish the same position. Hands are in that normal length. My feet are about hip width apart, okay? I'm gonna go down. On the way up, I'm gonna twist, and I'm gonna open my hand up to the sky. My feet are gonna come up on their toes, and I'm gonna look up at my hand. Come back down, we're gonna reverse direction. So push up here, and reverse. Look up at your hand. And that's the move. That was 1 on each side. Keep on going. Down, look up at that hand. Nice, slow, controlled. You're keeping the balance all the way through. We're keeping that perfect push-up. And breathing, of course. Here we go. Push the ground away. This is round 4. We're gonna go for 10 on each side. Look up at that hand. Be able to pause at the top. Keeping that posture. We're halfway. Down, push the ground away. Nice, slow, controlled. I'm not rushing this move at all. We got 2 more on each side. This is round 9. Keep that form. All the way up. 1 more to go. Look up at that hand. Last one, push up and look up at that hand. Nice, nice, nice. Shake it out. I'm going to show you a couple variations for that while you rest. I was on my feet for that. You can get that rotation in from your knees, and what that's going to look like. You're here, still push up. You can come up to your feet then and add that rotation, or you can kind of modify the rotation and open up just as much as you can. You're not going to be able to get the full rotation from your knees, but you can still get the push-up half a rotation in. Okay, that's an option. if you're not able to perform all the push-ups from the feet position. Now, here's a way to make that even harder, and we're gonna do it. On that last rotation, I was keeping both my feet on the ground like this. Now what I'm gonna do, we're gonna challenge that balance even more. When I twist, I'm actually gonna bring that top leg and stack it on my bottom leg when I do that twist. Now when I rotate to the other side, you do your push-up, you can see I'm gonna bring my feet, stack it on top, and still reach up and look at my hand. That's gonna really challenge your balance. The slower the better. You don't wanna be using your momentum and quickly rushing side to side because you're not ever establishing the core, the balance that you need. So the goal is to keep that same nice smooth pace we had, really establish the feet, stack them, take your time, open up, look up at your hand, bring it back down nice and slow, do the push-up. So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do 10 push-ups on each side for a total of 10. Let's get started here. Feet as wide as you need them to be. And here we go. Push up, stack your feet, rotate off the ground, look up at that hand, back down with your hand and your foot, push up, rotate the other way. You're balancing through that one arm. You're really using your side body for balance. We're using a whole lot of everything here. 2 are gone. Push up, rotate open, look up at your hand. Keep it going. And we're breathing. Nice, slow, controlled breaths all the way through. 4 are gone. Keep it going. And this is 5. You will see I've almost stuck my feet together. So now my feet are very close together when I'm going down for that push-up. They don't have to be. You can open up each time to create some more base when you do your push-ups. Okay, stack the feet. We got 2 more on each side. Here we go. Stay strong. Push the ground away, stack the feet. We got 1 more. And open up, look at that hand. Place the hand and foot down, push up, and release. Come to center, good. Wow, if you're really not feeling that chest and shoulders, by now, we might have to massage you out a little bit. Make sure those muscles are working. My chest is on fire, as it should be. So as I was saying, give you some more rest break. When I was doing the rotations, I ended up stacking my feet together. So when I would come back to center, they were actually very tight together. They were almost touching each other. So that is fine. You can kind of keep the feet together and sort of shift them over one on top of the other when you rotate side to side. Or when you come back to center, you can kind of create that separation and take your foot away so you have a wider base to do the push-up. Either way is fine. You're still getting the rotation in. You're still getting that balance in. Still working the abs, the legs, side body, everything is working on those. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, we are gonna challenge the balance and the strength as well in another format. We are gonna have one leg elevated when we do push-ups. I'm gonna show you from this side. I'm gonna elevate my left leg so you can see what it looks like. When I elevate my leg, it does make it easier now if you bring your right leg in more towards the midline rather than having it out wide if you had a wider base. So if I was really wide to begin with, and now I lift my left leg, that's gonna be really, really challenging. And more often than not, your hips are gonna get really out of whack because you're trying to hold them at such a great separation. So what I would encourage you to do now, when we're doing the one leg up, my right leg, I'm gonna move it in a little bit more towards my midline. That way I can control my lower half, keep my abs, my hips in line, and then I'm gonna be doing push-ups here. So you can see my left leg is off the ground. I don't have that point of contact with the ground, making it so much harder. So something to think about. Anytime you take a point of contact away from the ground, in this case we're taking a foot off the ground, your abs should engage so much more. So as soon as you lose a point of contact with the ground, your core is what then has to activate to keep your body going at the same it would be if you had that foot down, okay, if that makes sense. So your abs need to lock, they need to brace tight to control your body in that space so you can still be that surfboard going up and down even though you've lost a point of contact. So we're gonna go 10 with one leg up, switch 10 with the other. So get set here. Remember, I'm gonna bring my right foot in a little bit more towards the midline. My abs are engaged, my hips are controlled, and now I'm gonna drop and up. Your abs should be working here more so than they were before because you've lost that left point of contact halfway. 5 more. Still pushing the ground away. 7, 8, 9, and 10. Release, come up. Let's roll those wrists out a little bit. A couple things you may have noticed. My right leg, which was on the ground, that quad might be a little more fatigued than it was because that leg is having to lock into the ground even more so you're not slipping, so you're not losing your balance. So you might have felt that right quad a little more. Let's see if you can't feel it the same on this left leg. Also, hope you felt those abs a little more. All right, now we're gonna switch legs. Left leg is gonna stay on the ground. See if you can't feel that quad working. You can see my right leg is elevated in the back and we're going for 10. Here we go. Down, push the ground away. Push the ground away. And 7, we're almost there. 8, lock those abs. 9, one more, push the ground away and up. Release. Hopefully you felt that left quad locking. That's okay. That's a good thing. Like I've been saying, push-ups are really a full body workout. Whew, getting out of breath. That's a good thing. All right, change gears a little bit. We're gonna introduce the medicine ball. And like I said, if you don't have access to a medicine ball at your home, that's okay. If you have some type of small step stool or something else that is approximately this high off the ground, you can use it. It's just something to put your hand on. Obviously nothing breakable. It needs to be firm, it needs to be stable, and it needs to be able to hold your weight on it. So we're gonna put left hand on. I'm gonna show you from the front. So now we've created this imbalance. My left hand is on the ball, my right hand is still at that normal distance. My feet are at that distance, and then this is what it looks like. Okay, and as you can see, I'm getting an imbalance here in my range of motion. But what this is doing, it's really challenging, again, your balance. It's challenging your muscular stamina, and it's throwing your body into that sense of unpredictability, which is great because life is unpredictable. So you want your muscles, your body to be able to adapt to all different types of situations. So we're getting an extra bit of resistance. We put this under the hand so we're able to go down a little bit lower, and then we still have our right hand supporting us. So I'm getting a lot of range of motion. Look how much range of motion I'm getting in this left arm that's on the ball, okay? Now, a couple things to consider. This relies on some shoulder flexibility. So if you are a really forward leaning person, meaning your shoulders are forward, this might actually create some damage because you're trying to really force that shoulder into a range of motion that your body is not able to do just yet. So I would encourage you, if you have forward leaning shoulders, okay, if you don't have the best of posture, what I would encourage you to do is really work on the posture, work on opening the shoulder up, doing some overhead stretches, doing some foam rolling before you work this extra range of motion. Okay, that's what I would encourage. So what I'm gonna do, medicine ball if you have it, something else, a small stool, something else that you can secure and it will hold your body weight. We're gonna go 10 and then we're gonna switch. Okay, so my left hand's on the ball, right hand is a normal spot. I'm gonna go all the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Here we go, pushing the ground away. And you can just see how much more range of motion I'm getting because I've created this elevation on my left arm. And 7, keep on going. 8, 9, one more, and release it. Shake it out, shake those arms out, roll those wrists out if you need it, flex those fingers. We're gonna switch sides. Object, medicine ball, whatever you might have, now under the right arm. Left arm comes in that normal positioning, and here we go. All the way down, all the way up, all the way down, all the way up. Keep it moving. Keep that form, keep those abs under control. We're halfway. Push the ground away. And 8, here we go, almost there. 9, one more, and 10, lock it out, good. Shake those arms out. If you do have a medicine ball that's able to roll back and forth, I'm gonna show you another variation we can do that'll pick up the speed, pick up the cardio, the intensity of this move a little bit. We're gonna do a push-up and roll to the other side. Push it, roll it to the other side. So we're gonna do a quick set here. I'm gonna do 10 total, 5 on each side. If you do not have that medicine ball, just do 5 more on each side while we do the rolls. All right, my left arm's gonna start, so I'm gonna go push up, roll to the other side. Push up, roll to the other side. This is requiring a lot of hip control, core control. 2 more on each side, roll and push up. 1 more, roll, push up, roll, and push up, and release. Nice job. Okay, I've saved the best for last. And this one's gonna be really challenging. I've built up to this. However, if you are doing a real training program, all right, take a breath. So I've saved the best for last. Now, if you were doing this as a part of a training program, I would encourage you not to put this move last because you're already fatigued, you're already worked in those muscles, and now this one is gonna be more plyometric and explosive. But I wanted to build up to this because this is the last move, the most challenging that we've done. So if you're fatigued, this has been challenging enough, I would encourage you to try this move later after you've recovered, and you can put it at the beginning of the exercise. And I wanted to end with this just because not everyone is gonna get to this point of push-ups, which is completely fine. This is a very challenging move. I usually do not use this move with many people, many of my clients, only those that are training for something in particular, some of my athletes who just want that little bit of extra challenge, competitive nature, so that's why I saved it for last. But I would not encourage you to do this move at the very end of a routine normally. We would put this, the more plyometric, the more heavy hitting moves would be first before you've fatigued all your muscles. So keep that in mind. If you are really fatigued, maybe take a break, do this at a later date. All right, so we're gonna do some clap push-ups. I'm gonna show you from the front so you can see exactly what it looks like. So I'm gonna go down like normal, my body in that surfboard, and I'm gonna really explode up fast, clap my hands before I land back in the push-up. My feet stay on the ground, all right, but my whole body, my whole upper body is gonna come off the ground. So I'm gonna show you a couple here so you get the gist of it. You know what, I'm actually gonna move my mat too, so there's nothing that's slipping underneath, all right? So I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna get set in that normal posture, hands right underneath, feet are wide. I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna explode up, clap, and land. 1 more, all the way up, all the way down, up, clap, and land. So, this is challenging. If you are fatigued, it's gonna be hard. And I will say, there is a high degree of strength that's required to be able to land and lock without putting undue force on your elbow joint, on your shoulder joint, anything like that. If you don't have the strength to be able to land, lock safely, that's something else to consider before doing this. All right, so this is our bonus move. We're gonna go for 5. If you wanna join me, we're gonna go for 5 at a time. All right, hands are here. I am gonna pause briefly between each rep. Down, and clap, land, that's 1. Clap, that's 2. Clap, that's 3. Clap, that's 4. Clap, that's 5. And release. Ooh, that'll get the heart rate going. Very nice. If I was doing that as a part of a routine, I would definitely, like I said, put it more towards the beginning. I would only do 5, at the most, maybe 10 at a time. Work it into a set. Hard, fast hitting, so you're not losing that form, you're able to control it, and then you can get to some more of those slower based moves. If you want to join me, we're going to do 1 more set of 5 of those clap push-ups. That's the end, and then we're going to get a good stretch in. I hope you are feeling all of your chest muscles, your arms, everything working. Hopefully you're feeling those abs, even the quads a little bit. Like I keep saying, push-ups, they're a great move, full body exercise really. All right, bonus, bonus, double bonus. 5 more push-ups, clap if you're ready. I'm gonna still pause in between. Catch your breath, here we go. Down, explode, clap, down, clap. 4 and 5. Finish that push-up. Oh, give yourselves a hand here. That was awesome, very nice. Catch your breath. I'm gonna take those arms up overhead and just open my chest up, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Catch that breath. And release. I'm gonna take those arms behind. Let me turn so you can see. Take those arms behind, clasp them together, drive those hands down to the ground. I'm really trying to open the chest up, open those arms up, and work on that breath. Deep breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. You're really trying to open that chest up. That's the goal here. One more deep breath. And release. Now, what I'm gonna do, if you have access to a wall, I'm just gonna do it here so you can see me, but I'm gonna put my hand, palm facing, fingertips down against the wall if you have it, and you're gonna twist away from it. I'm feeling the stretch here, but if you have a wall, it makes it even better. You should feel a stretch all through the bicep, all through the chest, stretching that all out. Again, palm is against the wall, the surface, fingertips are down, and release. Let's switch sides. Palm down, or I'm sorry, palm out, fingertips down, straightening that arm, lock it out, and twist your body away. And you can feel it just like this. If you don't have a wall nearby, you still feel the stretch. And release. We're gonna do another shoulder stretch. Let's sit back in a child's pose. So you're here, but I'm gonna take my right arm and I'm gonna reach it all the way underneath. Still sink back, drop the chest to the ground, drop the glutes back to the heels, and we're gonna hold this here for about 15 seconds. Work on that breath. Go ahead and release, switch, other arm comes through, chest down to the ground, glutes back towards the heels. Release it, come on up nice and slowly. Swing those arms out. Keep on breathing deep, in through the nose, out through the mouth. And we're gonna roll those wrists out. I'm gonna show you a good wrist forearm stretch here, just seated here. Again, I'm gonna have my palms down towards the ground. My fingertips are gonna be back, pointing towards me. And you just wanna feel it getting your whole forearm, wrist. If it's tight, this might be a challenging stretch. If you can't get the full palm on the ground, that's okay. If you're feeling the stretch, and if it's too painful, just kind of come up out of it. Don't put so much pressure, work up to it. And you might find you're not able to get those fingers all the way turned back towards you, again, which is okay. Do what you can for now, but keep on working on this stretch. Try to get some more flexibility. That might really help your push-up position, those plank positions, a high plank, being able to hold it a little bit longer when we build up more strength, more flexibility. All right, release that, shake it out. Well, this was level 3 of my push-up series. I hope you were challenged. I hope you learned something new. If you feel free to leave a comment at the end of this video, I would like to know what your favorite move was from today. If it was any of our warm-up moves, the eccentric push-ups like we did in level 2, if it was the medicine ball, if it was the rotational push-up, if it was that plyometric push-up, let me know what your favorite move was from today. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for joining me, and stay tuned. I will see you next time with a brand new video. Have a good one.